When most people think about survival gear, their minds go straight to high-tech tents, ultralight tarps and waterproof fabrics with complicated coatings. But during World War II, soldiers in harsh environments were often handed what looked like simple, unassuming fabric. And yet, it outperformed many modern options. This isn't some overhyped vintage hack. This is real, field-tested knowledge that changed the way armies moved and survived. By the end of this guide, you'll not only understand what made this fabric extraordinary, but also how to incorporate it into modern prepping and survival strategies. During World War II, armies relied heavily on heavy-duty cotton duck fabric, sometimes blended with linen, for everything from tents to ponchos, stretcher covers, and even makeshift shelters. Unlike modern synthetics, this fabric wasn't just water-resistant. It had a unique ability to breathe while still keeping rain and wind at bay. Soldiers learned that if properly treated with wax or oil, the fabric could shed water while remaining flexible and durable, even in freezing or scorching temperatures. A practical application of this knowledge today is simple. If you want a tarp or shelter that can stand up to heavy rain and abrasion, invest in a high-quality canvas, preferably with a tight weave. You can then treat it with natural waxes, linseed oil or beeswax. Not only will this give you a breathable, waterproof material, but it also avoids the plastic trap of modern tarps, which can trap condensation and create a damp, cold environment. Modern survival gear is often engineered for convenience, light, collapsible, synthetic, and marketed as indestructible. But in reality, these fabrics can tear easily, lose water resistance over time, and react poorly to sun exposure or extreme cold. World War II soldiers didn't have ultralight materials, but they did have something far more resilient. Canvas, for example, doesn't just resist water when treated, it can be patched, resewn, and reused in ways that synthetic tarps can't. Consider this scenario. You're in a forest for several days with limited gear. A modern tarp might start leaking after repeated exposure to rain, but a well-maintained canvas shelter will endure. You can even combine multiple canvas pieces to create a larger or more complex structure. Historical records show that field engineers routinely built temporary shelters, rafts, and even clothing from salvaged canvas, proving that this fabric was more versatile than many modern kits. The secret lies in the weave. WWII cotton duck was tightly woven, creating a strong barrier against water and wind. But unlike many synthetic fabrics, the weave allowed air to pass through enough to reduce condensation. Soldiers called it living fabric because it adapted to the environment. It didn't trap moisture the way nylon or polyester often does. You can use this principle today by ensuring your survival shelter has proper ventilation. If you set up a wax canvas tarp over a campfire, the air movement will prevent dampness inside while still keeping out rain. This approach reduces mildew, keeps firewood dry, and improves comfort during extended stays outdoors. Soldiers didn't simply throw canvas over their shoulders or pitch it as is. They treated it. Linseed oil was commonly used to enhance water resistance. Beeswax and paraffin were also popular, especially for personal gear like ponchos. The treatment process was simple. Warm the wax or oil, brush it evenly over the fabric, and allow it to cure. The result was a surface that repelled water, resisted tearing, and remained highly flexible. For modern preppers, this technique is invaluable. Instead of buying expensive waterproof tarps, a few hours with untreated canvas and wax can create a custom, durable solution. You can even combine different waxes to tweak properties, making the fabric stiffer for roofs or softer for clothing. The true soldiers knew that a little preparation made all the difference between comfort, safety, and exposure to the elements. The beauty of this WWII fabric secret is that it isn't just theoretical history, it's practical survival knowledge. For bug-out situations, long-term camping, or even emergency preparedness at home, having a stash of wax canvas can be a game-changer. You can build shelters, reinforce existing tents, create ground covers, or fashion waterproof clothing. Unlike synthetic options, this fabric is repairable, reusable, and highly adaptable. For example, if your group needs a rainproof emergency tent, you could stitch together 2 waxed canvas sheets, treat the seams, and have a durable solution that lasts for years. Historical manuals even describe soldiers cutting canvas into smaller strips to patch boots or cover wounded soldiers. Ideas that are directly applicable to today's preppers, who, really value versatility. As preppers and historians, we often underestimate the lessons hidden in everyday objects from the past. WWII fabric wasn't flashy or high-tech, but it worked because it was designed for practicality, resilience, and adaptability. By studying these materials and their treatment methods, you gain a real advantage. Modern gear may be convenient, but it rarely matches the longevity, versatility, or field adaptability of these tried-and-true fabrics. Incorporating this knowledge into your survival strategy isn't just about nostalgia. It's about using historically proven solutions to solve real-world problems. When modern gear fails, history provides a blueprint that works every time. Canvas treated the WWII way is more than a curiosity. It's a tool that can keep you dry, comfortable, and even alive. So, if you're serious about prepping or just love learning how historical methods can be applied today, take this to heart. Look beyond the slick packaging of modern gear and explore the fabrics and treatments soldiers relied on. Your shelters will last longer, your gear will be more adaptable, and you'll have a deeper appreciation for the ingenuity that kept people alive in some of the toughest conditions in history. Before you go, make sure to subscribe and share this video with fellow history buffs and survival enthusiasts. The knowledge of the past isn't just fascinating, it's the edge that can make you ready for the challenges of the present.